Welcome back. I'm Keith Reynolds, host of Morning Coffee. I'm here with my two show co-hosts, Natalie and Charlene. And ladies, that was a pretty good opening segment.
Of course.
We are going
You
to
have the best of the best this morning.
we are going to raise money for the libraries.
Right.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
So
change the industry.
That's right. Change the industry. So who do we have next?
Our next guest is Mark Morgan, and he is the producing artistic director of the Moorestown Theatre Company, which has been in existence for many years, Mark.
13 years. We're celebrating our 13th season right now. We started in 2003 with one show.
What was that show?
One of the best in Broadway history, Annie.
I knew it.
So
Yes.
good for putting multiple ages of performers together on a stage.
Based in a lot of community-based
Right,
performers,
and we wanted to start with one where we could have all ages perform, not just have kids shows or an adult show. There's different community theaters, certainly great theaters here in Burlington County, but either they're more adult-oriented or they're more kid-oriented, so we wanted to be kind of both. And this year, in our 13th year, we'll be doing 14 productions.
14 productions in one season?
Yes,
Wow,
and that's down to. We did 16 last year.
That's
Really?
very ambitious.
Yeah, we're a little nuts.
Let's talk about your main stage season.
We
Can
are
you just run us through that?
Sure. We are in the middle. We had opening night last night for Mary Poppins.
Congratulations.
You can see my bright blue shirt here.
And how are you feeling this morning?
A little tired. Opening night,
Opening
and
night.
it's a long show. It was about a 3-hour of runtime. So we didn't get done to almost 10:30, and then of course we had an opening night cast
We have to
party.
do that.
Sure.
As theater
That's
people,
the
you
best
ladies
part.
understand that how much fun it is to finally have some letting the hair down and
Right.
relaxing
Knowing that
time.
everything went well.
So that went till about 2 in the morning, I think. By the time I was about 2 I got home.
Wow.
Last night. We have 7 more performances. We're in the middle of we have 2 weekends.
So is that basically your run is a 2-weekend run? Is it Friday, Saturday, Sunday?
We do Thursday, Friday, Saturday nights, Sunday matinee this weekend, and then next weekend it's a Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday matinee,
Oh, that's
Saturday
nice.
night, so we can be done and strike the set and move
Right.
out on a
And
Sunday
let's just tell our viewers, strike means
to
take the
clear
set down.
everything off of the stage. So you got to disassemble your set. You have to take costumes out of the building, sort them for laundering and dry cleaning, put props away, clear out any technical equipment you bring in.
Yes.
Unfortunately, in 13 years, most groups wouldn't have a permanent home yet, and we do not either. So we're constantly moving in and out of a building, so we have to bring a lot of our own equipment in, sound equipment, spotlights, different things like that we bring in and out.
Staging.
The set we bring in totally. For this show, Mary Poppins, you can't do Mary Poppins without flying.
Yeah, did you
Mary
use
Poppins.
foy? Or?
We did not use foy. The middle school, for their show, their children's production during the school year, did Willy Wonka,
Right.
and they brought in a company called D2 Flying,
Okay.
and since D2 was familiar with the school and flew that
So they
stage and
knew,
knew how
yeah.
to set it up, I figured they'd be probably cheaper, which they were, and it's an expense that we normally don't have.
Yeah,
but
and let's
you
talk
can't do
about-
Mary Poppins without flying.
No, you
Have to,
can't.
right.
And, there's a lot of practice and rehearsal that goes with those flying scenes as well. You just don't get hooked up to a harness and away you go.
No,
you know.
and if you ask the two, we double cast most of our parts. So the two ladies sharing the role of Mary, both obviously had practice time. But
Yeah.
you ask them, they're smiling, holding the umbrella as
they're
they're
like,
coming across. But it's like,
I'm
get me
hoping-
out of this
I'm hoping
as
this-
soon as possible. They're so happy to get down on the stage.
yes.
It's tight.
Yeah.
It's just, I'll just
Yeah.
say it's tight all over.
You're
Yeah.
strapped in and it's a
Right.
little scary.
Yeah, a little snug.
Yeah.
So they're very happy to be down on the wooden stage and out of the air. It's fun, believe me, but it's
Yeah.
a little tight.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's so cool when you go to a theatrical production and there's flying.
Right.
And especially if you don't know it's coming.
Yeah.
It's really
Well, right, and you guess
Especially
it's happening, but you're not
Yeah.
sure where unless you know Mary Poppins
In and
inside and
out,
out. But yeah, there's several instances of it within the show, and every time the audience just loves it so much they break out into applause in the middle of the show, which is always
Yeah,
kind of
'cause
cool
that's
for
a
the
great
cast.
family
Well, I
show.
know when I saw Mary Poppins, and I won't say where I did see it several years ago, they flew Mary up, and she's carrying this very large carpet bag, and she's flying over my head, and all I'm saying is, I hope she doesn't let go of that thing. She's up in it. 'Cause she's going to knock out a couple of people in the audience. It was
Yes.
pretty crazy.
Yeah.
So what else is happening?
Well, that's our second show of the summer. We just finished 8 performances of the Delaware Valley premiere of The Lion King Jr.
Lion King Jr.
Lion King Jr. It's still selling out on Broadway, 100% capacity on Broadway, but Disney figured, well, let's get it out there for children to perform. Adults can't do it. You can't do the what you see on Broadway. It's not, the rights are not available for a community theater like the Moorestown Theatre Company to do Lion King Senior, so to speak.
Right.
So we can't do that, but they said, let's get the junior version out there, and there's also what's called Lion King Kids. And the way they distinguish it, Lion King you see on Broadway is 2.5 hours, two acts.
Gosh, yeah.
Amazing show. But Lion King Junior is supposed to be about an hour and 15, hour and 20 minutes, and more middle school age performers. Then Lion King Kids is probably about a half hour, and it's more elementary, maybe upper elementary school children. So if you see, same with Annie, there's Annie Jr., Annie Kids. So we are the first group in the area. They're being smart or selective, Disney, in that they're saying only schools can do this, or community theaters that attended the Junior Theater Festival in Atlanta, Georgia this past January.
Wow.
Yeah, and we've gone 3 years in a row, and very luckily have received acting awards in all 3 shows. Sorry about that. All 3 years we've gone, we've received acting awards, which is amazing, with over 100 theater companies down there. Yes, it's a huge honor and great for our kids to go down there. But because we were down there, they said, okay, if you're here, you get the rights too. Because initially they said only schools, and I said, wait a minute, you're going to tease us? You're going to show us previews of it down here, and we're here, and we can't? And I'm known to ruffle a feather here or there, or say the emperor's not wearing any clothes. So I said that to him. That's kind of not fair. You're going to tease us, show us these preview numbers, and get us all excited, but then say no, you can't. And they said, all right, if you're down here, we'll let you. So we paid for rights down there, literally filled out a form in Atlanta. And I knew it was coming, so I saved our first slot for our summer camp. So we did that last week. We had 96 children come out for that show.
Wow,
in a 2.5 week span. We did rehearse the entire show, made all our own costumes from scratch, because you can't, no one's done it yet. There's no one to say, hey, we're going to rent your costumes.
Yeah, you can't.
So we had to do it from scratch. 96 kids, and we went to see it when it was in Philly a month or so ago at the Academy of Music. And my costume designer sitting there with us, and the opening numbers.
And she's having a meltdown, right?
He and Tom's like, he looks over at me when the whole opening number's happening. He says, you're going to want an elephant, aren't you?
Of course you are.
Because you know in the Broadway version, the touring version, there's a 4-person inside an elephant costume. And I said, yeah, Tom, I want an elephant. And sure enough, we had an elephant. We had 3 giraffes. So that was last week. We're done that. We've recovered from that. Now it's 2 weekends of Mary Poppins.
Well, now I have a question. Now that those costumes are created, would you put them up for rental?
Oh, I've had people ask already from other theater companies. Can I rent just the elephant? Can I rent your giraffes? Can I rent the whole package? You know, of course, we'll work with anyone and whatever works best for them. So that was 1 week of Lion King. Now it's 2 weekends of Mary Poppins, and we're already rehearsing Seussical Jr. That will be the weekend after Mary Poppins. So we have 4 straight weekends of performances of 3 different shows.
Now, is it always musicals for your company?
Yes. It's tough to do a comedy or a drama just because you can't have a large cast. And it's tough to pay the bills if you don't have 50, 60, 80 kids in a show who are all, or adults, all out there selling tickets and promoting. You still have the same expense of renting a facility. You still have the same rights fees. You still have costume fees, maybe not as many.
Marketing fees.
Right. So that doesn't diminish because you only have 15 in a cast. And then you have less potential income streams because there's less people selling tickets. And so when we get our own building, which is our big goal.
And viewers.
Anyone have a spare building, preferably in Moorestown, or even a plot of land?
Now, Laurel.
I might have one.
Okay, great.
350 seat theater space.
We are a nonprofit 501c3 organization, so you could donate that and write that off to us.
So that's good.
We'd be glad to accept that from you. We're even looking for storage space. If you have a barn or a warehouse
for costumes
and props and sets, we're renting a lot of little garages, you know, in those storage space units that, $200 a month for a space, and we have multiples. That adds up quickly. So anyone who has extra garage or barn or warehouse facilities, give me a call. Check our website. You can reach me. I'd be glad to talk to you.
We're going to take a quick commercial break, but I have some more questions for
you.
I have a lot of questions for you.
Good.
This could be a 2-hour show.
Oh, no. Wonderful.
But
Thank
I know
you.
you have to run.
In a world where bankers have lost all interest, where robots and fat cats rule our fortunes, one woman will stand up and strive to do the impossible. Be treated like a person. Friends and neighbors will join her quest. Ordinary people will band together against the forces of corporate greed. And together they will form Philadelphia Federal Credit Union, already in a neighborhood near you.
Imagine the finest hand-selected USDA prime steak you'll ever have. The freshest line-caught seafood, our Wine Spectator award-winning wine list, and soul-satisfying desserts. Bring that together with the perfect date, the winning business deal, a memorable family celebration. Welcome to Rod's Steak and Seafood Grill in nearby Moorestown, New Jersey. Bring your appetite and feed your passion.
Your credit score is yours, and at Experian Credit Expert, we want to help you really use it. With access to helpful Experian experts over the phone and online, we can help you use it to get a better idea of what info the banks have on you. Use it to get more choice of mortgages. Use it to make your money go further. Take the next step to improving your financial future with your free 30-day trial at experian.co.uk.
Here at Freppi's Tex-Mex, you can definitely taste the freshness in our food. You should definitely come to Freppi's because it's a great place. You can bring your family, very kid-friendly. All my servers are amazing, friendly people. Everyone here is just happy to serve, and I think it shows. The thing that sets us apart is the quality and freshness of our food. And I think once you try it, you'd be coming back. I'm Joe DeSario, co-owner of Freppi's Tex-Mex in Plainfield, New Jersey.
Hey there, everybody. This is Scott Tanker, host of Lunch with the Boss on RadioVisionNetwork.com. I want you to visit me each and every Thursday from 12:30 to 1 o'clock, where we have special guests talking about the dynamics between employees and employers. We talk about their business. We let our audience know, that's you folks, what these businesses are all about and how we can make the working environment better, while at the same time learning about the local businesses here in the Delaware Valley. So, I'm host of Lunch with the Boss. My name is Scott Tanker. I want to see you here every Thursday from 12:30 to 1 o'clock. Be there, be square. Thanks a lot.
Today's show has been sponsored by More Than Gifts. Come see our new location in Marlton, New Jersey. Not just gifts, but more.
Well, welcome back. I'm Keith Reynolds, host of Morning Coffee. I'm here with my two show co-hosts, Natalie and Charlene, and our guest
is Mark Morgan. He is the producing artistic director of the Moorestown Theatre Company. And he has an auspicious season here going. It's, I can't believe how many productions you put together in 1 year. That's pretty amazing.
Neither can we.
And how many actors that you work with through a season.
Yes, we'll have, 600-700 actors over the course of a season. Now, some of those are repeats, but if you just add up the number of cast members in all 14 productions. And I said earlier that that's down to because we had a world premiere last year that one of the companies in New York that has the rights for shows, they called us and said, hey, Moorestown Theatre Company, we trust you, we know you do great work, you're close to New York, and our authors are in Connecticut. They want to see the show staged.
What was it?
It was called, there's a whole series of books called The Magic Tree House, and the woman and a man and wife who write those books, they've done a couple musical versions of them, but this was one called Ghost Tale for Mr. Dickens. So it was very Christmassy oriented, holiday oriented, and the person from New York who called me in September and said, hey Mark, we love blah blah blah, we'd love for you to do this, we trust you, we love you, we know you can do a great job. I said, oh great, yeah, when do you want us to do this? He goes, can you do it before the year's over? I said,
boy.
oh, this December. Okay, sure, we're only doing We were doing Anything Goes for 2 weekends before Thanksgiving last fall. And then we were doing the East Coast premiere of Elf Jr. for 2 weekends after Thanksgiving. I said to them, John, the gentleman in New York, I said, the only weekend available is either Thanksgiving weekend, which I don't think would work, or the one weekend before Christmas, December like 20th, 21st.
Right.
Oh, that'll work for us. Can you do that?
Oh my gosh.
I said, okay, we'll finish this Elf on the 14th of December and then go
right
into Tech Week, and we'll find time to rehearse it around this. And a lot of the kids did both. They were in Elf, and when we put this out there for Magic Treehouse, because the idea of a world premiere, like how often do you get to do that? So we did that in December to wonderful results, and they are now, because they saw our production and really loved seeing it on stage, it's now licensable from the company in New York, and pictures from our show will be in the scripts.
So you were the tryout company.
Right, we were the tryout. The authors came down, they tweaked some things based on our thoughts. They sat and talked with our cast for an hour after the show. It was just such a cool process.
Great experience.
And for our kids, yes, to experience that, to see it, the early run, and then we'll do it again in a couple years. And when we get the scripts, we'll see pictures in the scripts from our production, because we were the first. And so we don't have that unless they call us again and say, hey, we got another world premiere.
And they might.
Who knows?
You
so
could be
the tryout company for being so close to New York is great, but that's going to the Theater Festival of Atlanta. They know us from that. They know how well we perform. So they call us and say, hey, can you do this? And it's like, they ask, how high do you want to jump? And or can you jump? And I'll say, how high? Sure, anything you want. New York, we'll do that. So that made last year a little crazier, but so this year we don't have that as of now.
Yeah, it's always hard holiday time for shows. I know. I mean, with casting and rehearsals, it's crazy. Because everybody's crazy busy to begin with.
Sure.
Right? You know?
Absolutely. Mark, so tell the listeners and viewers out there where they can find more information about what you're saying.
Well, we are the Moorestown Theatre Company, so if you go to moorestowntheatrecompany.org, and it's always a little confusing. How do you spell theater? Is it the British way, Theatre, or as I say, I prefer the American way, Theater. So Moorestown Theatre Company, spelled out, .org, and you can check our website. We just went over 900 likes on our Facebook page. So if you switch over to Facebook and check that out, we'd love to hit 1,000 likes before the summer's over. So you can check us out there. We put all kind of videos from camp on there and show people what we were doing in rehearsal. But the website is where you go to register, sign up for our email list. We send out a monthly e-newsletter, sometimes twice a month. We won't bombard you, but go to the website. You can find out how to register for shows, how to be a sponsor, be an advertiser, make a donation. If you want to volunteer with us, we have people who come and usher for us, or you mentioned
help with costumes.
Costumes. We actually have a storage space in the Moorestown Mall. In the Moorestown Mall,
you
can barely see that. We have a costume shop where all 10,000 plus of our costumes are in a space in the mall between Sears and Osteria, across from the Burlington County store where you can go get passports and whatnot. All it says is MT Company on the door, so you don't even know we're there. But every Tuesday throughout the year, we have Volunteer Day, and we have people who come and sew, people who organize our costumes, launder them, take the most recent show and take them out to the dry cleaners and go and get them and bring them back and sort them, put them on racks. And so yeah, all that's on our website. We'd love to have more volunteer help. We're a small company, 3.5 full-time staff members, but volunteers are always welcome.
Awesome. Well, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back with our next guest.
Thank you, Mark.
You're welcome.